The sperm is a highly specialized sex cell, which is about 60 microns long, with a paternal set, N equals 23, of chromosomes. The mature sperm has three parts: the head, the middle piece, and the tail. The head is more or less pear-shaped, containing the nucleus and the acrosome. The acrosome contains enzymes necessary to penetrate the egg during fertilization. The middle piece has a proximal and a distal centriole and the axial filament, which is surrounded by the mitochondrial helix Nebenkern, which supplies energy for the movement of the tail. The tail is about 55 microns long, vibratile, and responsible for the movement of the sperm. The axial filament runs the entire length of the tail. The ovum is about 0.1 of a millimeter in diameter when it is released from the ovary. The ovum develops and matures in the ovarian follicles, called Graafian follicles, found in the ovary. The mature ovum has the nucleus, containing the maternal set, N equals 23, of chromosomes. The ovum has a thin membrane called oolemma, which is surrounded by the thick transparent membrane called zona pellucida. Surrounding the zona pellucida is the corona radiata. The ovum has a very little amount of yolk, which is uniformly distributed in the cytoplasm, hence is described as, secondarily, microlecithal or homolecithal. The ovulation generally takes place on the 14th day of the 28-day menstrual cycle. The fertilization is preceded by sexual intercourse or coition. During ejaculation, about 100 to 200 million sperms are introduced into the vagina of a woman in 3 to 4 milliliters of semen. These motile sperms pass through the lumen of the uterus and finally reach the upper part of the fallopian tube. The ovum, after ovulation, also reaches the upper part of the fallopian tube. Many sperms move towards the ovum, but ultimately a single sperm succeeds in penetrating the ovum. Thus, the fertilization is effected. The union of the egg nucleus, female pronucleus, and the sperm nucleus, male pronucleus, is called amphimixis, and the single fusion cell is called the zygote. As a result of fertilization, the diploid number, 2n equals 46 of chromosomes, is restored. Immediately after fertilization, cleavage starts, and the fertilized egg slowly begins its journey to the womb, uterus. The morula, a solid ball of blastomeres, is formed as a result of cleavage. The morula transforms into a blastocyst, which reaches the uterus on the 7th day after fertilization. The blastocyst attaches to the inner wall of the uterus, or uterine endometrium, and this process is called implantation, which marks the beginning of pregnancy. The period of pregnancy, or the gestation period, lasts for 273 days, and is calculated from the time of conception. As development progresses, the embryo, or fetus, projects into the uterine cavity. Special membranes called extraembryonic membranes, or fetal membranes, develop in close association with the fetus to carry out specific functions during development. The fetal membranes are yolk sac, amnion, chorion, and allantois. The apposition of the fetal membranes with the uterine membranes of the mother leads to the formation of placenta for the physiological interchange between the mother and the fetus. The birth of the baby is called parturition, and the expected date of delivery is calculated by adding 280 days from the first day of the last menstrual period, pregnancy month. The anatomy and functions of the male and female reproductive systems, their respective organs, associated glands, fertilization, and development of an embryo were skillfully explained through these animation videos, which help the basic understanding of the functioning of this important system of the human body.